In this section, we want to learn about linear equations in two variables. When we say the given form is the standard form of a linear equation in two variables, is written as ax plus by equals c. When a, b are non-zero real numbers and c is any real numbers. The example for that is 3x plus 5y equals 1. When we consider the linear equation related graph, we usually consider y equals ax plus b. That is not the standard form, even if that's a linear equations in two variables. As I said, linear equations in two variables are related to straight line when we visualize the solution. So we can visualize the solution as a straight line on the plane like this. The concept of x-intercept is a point where the straight line hit the x-axis. So this horizontal line is x-axis, and this vertical line is y-axis. Y-intercept is a point where the straight line meet with y-axis. When we consider the coordinate, the first coordinate is x-coordinate, and the second coordinate is y-coordinate. X-intercept is the point where the straight line meet with x-axis. So at the x-axis, y value is 0. So x-intercept's y value is always 0. And y-intercept is a point where the straight line passes the y-axis. Any point on the y-axis will be represented with 0 in x-coordinate. So the coordinate form will become like 0, b. Find the y-intercept and x-intercept of the line. We don't know how the graph looks like, but when it comes to y-intercept, that indicate x value is 0. That's y-intercept, as it is written here. So from the given equation, what we will do will be we will leave x as it is because we don't know what the x value is, but we know the y value. Y value is 0. So when you plug in 0 to y, this will vanish. So we have 3, x equals 10, and then we divide by 3 on both sides and get x equals 10 over 3. When we say y-intercept, x value is 0, so we plug in 0 to the x value. So we write 3 times 0 minus 7, y equals 10. By doing so, the first term will vanish, and we have minus 7y equals 10. And we divide by negative 7 on both sides. Then we get y equals 10 over minus 7. So let's write down minus on the numerator. In the next problem, we have 3x plus 6y equals negative 18. In this problem, we want to figure out x-intercept and y-intercept. We want to use those information to draw a straight line. Remember that if we have 2 points on this plane, then that uniquely determines a straight line. I said x-intercept is where y value is 0. So we put y value 0 here. Then we have 3x equals negative 18, and we divide by 3 on both sides. Then x equals minus 6 because 18 is 3 times 6, and the 3 will cancel each other. For y-intercept, x value is 0. So we plug in 0 to x, so 3 times 0 plus 6y equals minus 18. So this will cancel, and we divide by 6 on both sides, then y equals minus 3. So we know y-intercept and x-intercept, so we can write this coordinate as minus 6 and 0, and 0 and minus 3. Minus 6 and 0, x value is negative 6, so I mark that negative 6, and y value is minus 3 when x is 0, meaning when the point is located on the y-axis, that is located here. After I located those 2 points, I joined with straight line because there is only one straight line determined by those 2 points. In this problem, we want to learn about how to graph the line when the equation is given. As I said, 2 points on the plane decide a straight line uniquely. So as long as we can identify 2 coordinates, then we can identify 2 points on the straight line. By joining those 2 points, we can get straight line. You can choose any points to get the coordinate. I would choose x equals 0 and 2. That's simply because when you have 0, the equation becomes simpler. That's the reason I chose x equals 0. And I chose 2 because by plugging in 2, I can remove the denominator. But you can choose any other point like x equals 100, and then that will not be within the range here. So that is not a good idea, but that's still possible. Let's plug in x equals 0, then that's 3 over 2 times 0 equals 0. So what we know is that's y value. So y coordinate is 0 and x coordinate is 0. So we will write 0 and 0. If x equals 2, then we have y equals 3 over 2 times 2. So 2 over 1. So these two will cancel each other and y equals 3. So x equals 2 and y equals 3. So I plot the point at 0, 0, and 2 and 3, this point, and I connected with this straight line to finish the graph. Now we have y equals 3 over 5x plus 2. As I said, you can choose any 2 points, but I chose 0 and 5 for convenience. When I plug in x equals 0, we have y equals 3 over 5 times 0 plus 2. So this one will vanish, and that equals 2. So x value equals 0 and y equals 2, so it passes 0 and 2. If x equals 5, then y equals 3 over 5 times 5 plus 2. So these two will cancel each other, and that's 3 plus 2 equals 5. So it passes 5 and 5. So it passes 0 and 2 here, and also it passes 5 and 5, which is here. And after I marked it, I joined with a straight line. In the next problem, we have x plus y equals 3. This is the standard form of linear equation with two variables. What we want to do is we want to evaluate that x equals 0 and y equals 0 to figure out y-intercept and x-intercept, because that's the simplest way to figure out 2 points on the straight line. When x equals 0, we have y equals 3. So y equals 3. So our coordinate is x equals 0 and y equals 3. And if y equals 0, then we have an equation x plus 0 equals 3. So we have x equals 3. So x equals 3 and y equals 0. So that's 3 and 0. And then we mark it. That's x equals 0 and y equals 3. And x equals 3 and y equals 0 here. So we mark at those points and we connected that with the straight line. Now we learn about the equation that consists of only one variable, x, and that equals k, and y equals k. We are considering the straight line on the plane. When x equals k, that means no matter what y values are, x value, x remains as k. So it is just like x is always k, and y can be any point, any number. So it essentially says the line passes x and parallel to y-axis. When y equals k, we can do the same reasoning. No matter what x values are, y remains the same. So general coordinate on this straight line will be x can be any, and y is always k. So that resulting this horizontal straight line that makes parallel to the x-axis because y value doesn't change. So if we have x is -1, x is -1 here, and I said the 2 points on the straight, 2 points on the plane will uniquely determine a straight line. So what I thought was x is -1 and 0, and I said y can be any number. So I would write 2. You can write 10 or 100, doesn't matter. What it says is that x value must remain as -1. So -1, 0 is this point, and -1, 2 is this point. When we connect that, we get the vertical line. In the next example, we have y equals 1. Again, 2 points on the plane will uniquely determine a straight line. Y remains 1. X value can be anything. Let's say again, 0 and 2. When x value equals 0, y equals 1. So that's this point. And when x value equals 2, y value is 1 again. So we connect those 2 points, then we will get this horizontal line. So that's the graph of y equals 1.